Peace, y'all. It's Raquelle. Welcome back to the channel. Of course, this is your weekly energy forecast for the week, or your message. These are timeless videos. However, I like to date them just in case you wanted to go back and see if your energy was matching for that week, or notice throughout the week if the messages were aligned. So of course I'm going to be using Postcards from Spirit. I just can't get away from this deck, y'all. This is one of my favorite decks right now. And then I will do the supporting cards with my tried and true Empathic Oracle cards. So let's see what's going to come out today. It's pretty quick. All right, it says, dearest you, on Earth, humans learn about life by telling stories and creating new ones based on shared experiences. Eventually, after repeating one often enough, it becomes your main story that you use to define yourself and the world. So to get the answers you seek, you must get vulnerable and hear your story when you tell it. Ask, why do you tell it? Is it really true? What else can be true? Can you see the truth that spirit is in all things? Do you see how other stories overlap and intertwine? Spirit loves stories, for they are like blueprints for co-creation. So tell the one we know to be true about you, a story of courage, gratitude, and honesty. Tell an empowered story about well-being, wisdom, and grace. You will experience your world according to the story you tell about it, so make sure they're stories you're proud of. Genuine, loving fan club. So that is the message, and it is pretty timely. Just thinking about how it's essentially spring, how I should say spring in the northern hemisphere, how things are starting to blossom and bloom, and what is coming up, what is showing. That's what they're telling you. Like, the things that you are planting, the things that you are saying is what is going to be shown. So what story are you telling about yourself truly? I love that this card came up as well, because earlier in my It's All in You course, which is just a basic metaphysical energy course and breaks everything down to very simple ideas and principles, we talked about that. We talked about words, we talked about beliefs, we talked about how your subconscious really kind of runs the program. And the reason it runs a program is because it runs off stories. So you can tell it a story. If you want to think about your subconscious as a child, you can tell it a story, and that is a story it's going to move as. So let's see how we can move through any limiting stories that we may have been telling ourselves, or expand a story of, like they said, honesty, vulnerability. What else did they say? Courage and gratitude. So what is it that can help us break our limiting beliefs? Come on, y'all. That's just reiterating everything we're saying. Ooh. I feel like they're playing with me, so I'm gonna do just one more just in case. Okay. All right, so they said, let's blossom. And I'm not saying this because of the cards that came out, but it's honestly what they said. They said, let's blossom. And like, I don't know if you've seen those decorative like event backgrounds with the flowers and the leaves and the things like that, and they showed that, like, let's blossom. Now I'm seeing like winter. So these are things that they're wanting you to feed your subconscious. And I was just like, this is the card that I was saying, hi, we've already established this. So the first card that came out is the Your Story card. And for whatever reason, I'm looking at the number here. If you're into numerology or familiar with numerology, you do 5 plus 9. 5 plus 4. 5 plus 4, and that equals 9. And 9 is about completion, about endings. But with endings, we start to birth new beginnings. So I think that's what they're really wanting you to do, is stop telling the old story, which is what they asked for in the postcard. Stop telling the same story and think about birthing a new story. I'm also, okay, really quickly, winner, chicken dinner. That's like what they're saying. They're like, winner, just feed that to yourself. Feed that to your subconscious. You are a winner. And I'm like, okay, so how are we going to do this? And they just want you to surrender. They're like, oof, they're so loud right now. They're like, there is nothing serving you with this old story that you've been telling yourself. And even if you are telling a winning story, they're showing somebody on a raft just like easily going down the river. They're like, even if you've been telling a winning story, there's still some things that can be cleaned up so you can do it easier. Once you kind of like get into your own vibration and you get into like what it is that you really want in life, it's pretty common to want to be able to do it easily. Like, we don't want to suffer and go through pain in order to clarify what it is that we want. We don't want to keep telling the same painful story. That is really why they're asking for you to surrender. Throw in the towel, let that shit go, toss it to the side, trash can, all of that. That's what I'm being shown. The next one, it's honestly exactly what I just said. Spring. Think about new life. Think about the new life that you can have, but think about how good newness feels. Like, if you wake up day in, day out, feeling the same way, telling the same way, saying like, oh, I hate my job. Oh, I never have any nice clothes. Like, my friends get on my nerves. Like, if you're repeating that story, it's honestly a mantra. Like, why are you going to be speaking that over your life? That's not something you want to do. You don't want to constantly say, I hate my job, because you won't keep hating your job. You can change the story and say like, I love the job, or I have a job that energizes me. I have a job that actually is of service, actually does good things, actually, think about the qualities you want to feel in your job. Think about the qualities that you want to see take fruit in your job, whether it's a higher income, whether it's doing community service, whether it is being able to travel. That's the story you want to tell, because you don't want to wake up every day for 30 years talking about, I hate my job. No, you can change that. You really can. Lastly, the mountains. Maybe that's why they were showing me the person with the river on the raft, because what I'm seeing is, typically I see like somebody having to go over the mountain, but I'm hearing and seeing like that person has already made it past the mountain. They did the hard stuff and now they're on the river. Are you ready to let that river just take you? I'm hearing lucrative. What is going to help you feel your best self, your most expansive self, that everything in the world is available to you, that everyone around you is experiencing the good qualities of life? Not saying that there's never any like hardship, there's never any grief, anything like that. Trust me, this is not no positive vibes only over here. We don't do that. We are real humans in real life, understanding that sometimes there is grief and suffering and heartache, but also there is so much beauty available to us. That is what we are, that is what we experience, and we can have that all. So what is going to make you feel, think, know that is the life you can have? That is the lucrative energy that they want you to put out there. That's the story that they want you to tell. I asked them if they had anything else for me. They said no, we good. So my only thing for this week, watch your words. If you can't watch your words, or if you find yourself saying some things that don't really feel good, like I hate my job, or I never have any clothes, or damn, I ain't never got no money, anything like that, examine where that comes from, because that doesn't necessarily have to always be from you. So I love you. I hope you are feeling great after this message, or maybe you're feeling like, damn, you just kicked me in the ass, Rock. So, until next time, if you like it, loved it, want to share it, please do so. But I will see y'all next week. Peace.